An all-new Eye on the Bay starts now in HD. This edition of Eye on the Bay is sponsored by Tourism British Columbia.
If you were to guess where I am after seeing this desert landscape, or this desert golf course, or that Southwest-themed desert resort, you'd guess, well, somewhere in New Mexico, right? If you guessed where I am after seeing these lush vineyards and this architecturally stunning winery, you'd say Napa or Sonoma, right? Well, if you've been with us the past 2 nights, you know that we've been on a journey through Vancouver and Victoria, British Columbia, as part of our trip to Canada. Tonight, we wrap everything up with a fantastic payoff, a trip through one of the world's great undiscovered wine regions. Welcome to Eye on the Bay. I'm Brian Hackney, just outside of Vernon, British Columbia, high atop Okanagan Lake and Okanagan Valley. An amazing land where desert meets mountain, where waters meet wines. It's also home to some beautiful roadside stops, some amazing views, and also endless bike rides through valleys carved out by ancient glaciers. It's also home to amazing resorts and one of the most bizarre spa treatments you have ever seen in your life. But first, how did I get here? It's time for a true Eye on the Bay road trip. We left Vancouver early this morning for a 5-hour drive, some 290 miles, or 465 kilometers, as they say, and we found our way through the picturesque Fraser Valley along Highway 5. Then we climbed over a mountain range, headed for the stunning Okanagan Lake. Our plan is to experience the towns and visit the sites that hug the lake. We're going to first make a stop at a magical winery, and then head to our true starting point in the southernmost town of Osoyoos. We'll head north through Okanagan Falls, Penticton, Summerland, and Kelowna. And on our last night, head to Vernon, where we'll experience the most sparkling luxury. So, what's the Okanagan Valley all about? Here's a little 101.
We are actually right on the border of the United States.
The Okanagan stretches for some 62 miles, with the lake filling most of this valley. For Californians, it's a little-known gem. And if you were to fly here from the Bay Area, even with a quick layover, it only takes a little over 4 hours. And this is the up-and-coming region of this part of Canada, especially when you consider the fact that as far as wine country goes, this is as far north as it gets on Earth. What do Canadians think when they hear the word Okanagan?
They think playground.
This is a Four Seasons playground, so whether you're coming to ski or to boat or to explore beaches and peaches, as we call it, or you're a serious wine buff, there's more than 140 wineries of all shapes and sizes.
We get upwards of what we call 30 degrees here because we're in Celsius, and I think that would translate it to about 80 or 90 degrees for you in the U.S.
And it's these diverse microclimates that translate to great grape growing. If you'd believe it, down in the south near Osoyoos, it's arid. You are actually looking at the northern extent of the Sonoran Desert, which begins all the way down in Mexico, and this is its northern extent. You wouldn't know by looking at it. We began our wine quest as we came in on Highway 5 in West Kelowna, at a place with stunning lake views and unparalleled architecture, Mission Hill Family Estate.
Architecturally and aesthetically, this is a masterpiece.
There is visual eye candy everywhere you look. It's one of those places where you can not only taste the fruits of the labor inside their marketplace.
The wine's amazing. We've got tons of medals and trophies to show, but that doesn't matter so much as the success we have as a fairly tiny region.
But it's a place to soak up the scenes and watch time go by.
We're at the base of our bell tower. Why don't we
go up?
Go up. Yeah, you feel up to it? Sure. It's our playground. And you're a lot fitter than I am, Brian. Architecturally, I think it fits how the building blocks come together.
And when it comes to performing arts, catching a concert at Mission Hill is unlike any venue in the world.
This is our performance venue, the amphitheater, based on a Greek model where the theater always faced the water feature, the Mediterranean. In this case, it's the Okanagan Lake.
This must be a place that performers love to come.
Well, the setting is so magical, sexy if you wish. We have sunsets at 9:30, 10 o'clock. under a full moon.
While we wandered the grounds, the chefs at Mission Hill were busy crafting gorgeous plates. Guests here can enjoy al fresco dining on the view-laden terrace.
We cook the food from this land. The cuisine de terroir is how we often refer to our food program, really highlighting the best of the bounty of this region.
And what are you pouring for me?
This is our 2010 Perpetua.
These crisp white wines were a wonderful accompaniment to this edible artwork. You can't get any fresher than this.
Everybody in San Francisco has done Napa and Sonoma, and even Monterey and Carmel. But very few of your viewers would be able to say, oh, we've been to the Okanagan. It's one of the most exotic wine regions that has yet to be discovered.
Not wanting to part with Ingo's warm hospitality, I'm afraid I must. I truly wish you could be here. This has been fascinating. I hope you do make it as well, and we owe it to this man. Ingo, thank you so much.
Brian,
I really appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure.
We'll clink
Come
too
and visit.
already. Absolutely.
Yes.
Cheers. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Here we come, Osoyoos, about an hour and a half to the south, to what looks like a Palm Springs getaway. Welcome to Spirit Ridge Resort, and it's more than just a resort. It's a compound that celebrates the region's First Nations history.
The Okanagan people, like Clarence Louie, our chief, likes to say, has been here since time immemorial, which means as far back as we can ever remember. The Culture Center is a look at the Okanagan people, the lands, the history. This is a little tip of the desert that we have that runs into the States. There's a lot of species that you won't find anywhere else that we have that are just right here. The cactus, the blue-tailed skink, the spadefoot toad, the western diamondback rattlesnake, sagebrush, cactus, scorpions. Another big draw would be the rattlesnake show that we have.
There's several species of snakes that live around here. This is Goliath, and he's a western rattlesnake. He is venomous, but as you can see, they're not out to get you. A guy this size could eat a rabbit. So this is a Great Basin gopher snake. So this is a rubber boa, and they get their name because they have this really rubbery look to their skin.
This is a replica of an Okanagan village. You get to see a tulimat teepee, pit house, a sweat house, even a canoe. So this is why we bring people here, is to get them to sense the surroundings and what it really could be natural and just beautiful. Spirit Ridge, the golf course, the winery, all this in the campground is part of a resort that people can get away.
And you've also got this.
Incomeep Cellars.
Yeah.
It's my pride and joy.
Maybe we should sample some of your pride and joy.
I would love to. We're actually the first Aboriginal winery owned and operated in North America. We can make cool variety white wines, and we can also make some hotter variety red wines. This is our 2009 Quumquumt Pinot Noir.
What was that?
Quumquumt Pinot Noir, which is in the Okanagan language. We try to feature foods that are of Aboriginal descent in some terms. Candied salmon goes very, very well with almost any white wine here at the winery.
This is good.
It's not
I really
bad.
like this. Yeah, nice work. We're going to leave the desert now, but we are not going to be leaving the lake. We're going to be heading up and out of the desert when we head that direction, yeah?
Good luck.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Justin, continued good luck to yourself. Thank you so
very
much for
much.
having us. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Is it bad if I can't fit my nose in the glass? Isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Welcome back to Eye on the Bay. Brian Hackney here. We're embarking on our second day in the beautiful Okanagan Valley. At the wheel, our all-knowing British Columbia guide, Rick. We're in the southernmost point of the area in the town of Osoyoos. And to show you how far south we've come, see that bump right there? That's the U.S. That's where Washington State begins. It'd be cool to see what the border crossing looks like. There it is. Maple leaf flag, we're in Canada. Other side of it, it's Washington State. This is not exactly a major international border crossing. I mean, compare that to what happens when you go into Tijuana. A fairly lonely road. And don't forget, when you're here, think metric. Our next stop is one based solely on a recommendation from a friend who said we had to stop at a place called Tickleberries in Okanagan Falls. It's one of those great roadside stops, and people flock here from all over for one reason: the ice cream. How many flavors do you usually have?
72 during the summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know, I was just noticing, you've got, is that a root beer float, or is that actually the flavor of the ice cream?
The flavor of the ice cream.
That is my favorite flavor.
Yeah.
Good stuff. If one scoop isn't enough for you, check this out. Oh my God.
It's the best deal in town. $7.95 for 7 scoops of ice cream. Isn't that great?
That really tickles my berries. Talk about a sticky stop. That was fun. Well, after starting our day at the Desert Winery and wiggling our way north, we stay in grandeur tonight on the water. This is that ultimate destination, the Summerland Waterfront Resort on Okanagan Lake. It's kind of their Lake Tahoe, and look at it. It's magnificent. If, by the way, you could imagine Lake Tahoe stretched out for 62 miles. This water ultimately flows into the Columbia Gorge and out into the Pacific Ocean. And there's something else that happens on this lake. Every once in a while, a menacing storm will come in, like this one. And it's perhaps during those blustery, exciting thunderstorms that a legendary creature rears its ugly head.
There's a little monster called the Ogopogo, a relative of Loch Ness.
Excuse me, what do you call this?
The Ogopogo. Yes, I know. Do you want me to spell that? I can't. My understanding of where it began is when they were building the bridge originally. Some of the people that were down in the water building the bridge foundation saw a monster. It looks like a lot like a camel with a number of humps. It's a long snake-like creature with several humps on its back. Those that don't believe completely in the monster think that perhaps it's a very old, large sturgeon that lives down there. It really only peeks its head out for locals, and once in a while, people who've had a bit too much wine.
Is there some kind of reward for finding him?
Lloyd's of London actually put up $2 million.
So my advice, with 140 wineries to enjoy in the Okanagan, try them all. It may be your best attempt at a date with the fabled creature of the sea. As you may have learned from our entire journey, we've eaten well. And I have to say, those in the Okanagan have nailed their culinary pursuits. Right next door to our lakefront lodging is Local Lounge and Grill. And we were joined by owner Crystal Lee Bond, an Okanagan native and the daughter of one of the region's earliest vintners.
We have the lamb carpaccio with an amazing lamb bacon. So that's our chili grilled prawns with crispy avocados.
And I'm having the maple sugar cured duck. On a duck confit, the duck is local. The food kept coming, and so did the wine.
Cheers!
Wow.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll start our day with a little bit of Italy. We'll go on a stunning bike ride, then to the spa. A very cold spa. Next.
When you're in the Okanagan, how about a farm-to-table feast in a vineyard? To learn about more moments like this, visit 100bcmoments.com.
Welcome back. I'm Brian Hackney, exploring British Columbia's Okanagan Valley, and we're making our way toward a terrific final destination, a sparkling resort high above Okanagan Lake. The weather's been gorgeous, but apparently there's something at the resort ahead that will cool off the temperature by about 240 degrees or so. Before that, however, and despite our epic meal last night, we once again got food on our minds. So we follow a tip to an unassuming little deli here in the town of Penticton. And boy, are we glad we stopped. Here at the Vecchio Deli, we met Val, one of those good-natured people whose disposition just rubs off on you. After growing up working in the family deli in Italy, she's brought her sandwich-making skills here.
I'm 76, you know.
You're 76?
Pretty soon it's time to quit.
Val's sandwiches are surprisingly simple. Soft bread, some quality European meat slices, and voila! Val says she's made over 1 million sandwiches. Couldn't leave without trying Il Vecchio's other specialty, the tiramisu. Yummy.
Bye, San Francisco. Love San Francisco.
So do we. Clearly, the Okanagan's got a lot of things going for it, as they say around here, everything from peaches to beaches. It means a lot in the way of food, a lot in the way of wine, and a lot in the way of activity. You were born and raised in this area, yeah? Trailhead Ed, as they call him, of Monashee Adventure Tours will take you all over the lake.
And most of my tours, we do between, like say, 20 to about 60 kilometers in a day.
Wow, this is gorgeous. Up here in the north, the quiet roads are welcoming. Is the Okanagan bicycle heaven?
I think it is. We have so many, with the old rails to trails in the area and stuff, you can get off of the main highways and do some wonderful cycling.
They are roads that, of course, lead to grapes. Do you have any stops built into a tour like this?
The Cycle to Winery has gotten very popular, so we do a lot of stops into some wonderful wineries in our area, this one being Grey Monk. Life is good, and the nectar of the gods is waiting for us at the end of this hill.
That's the thing, there's always nectar of the gods waiting somewhere nearby in the Okanagan. And they are roads that always give commanding views of the lake. Is the Okanagan Canada's best kept secret?
Well, it's sort of like our Okanagan wines. We kind of consume it before it makes it farther so people can appreciate it.
Ed, I sure appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thanks for taking it.
Pleasure. Appreciate it.
Now, while I was out biking, there were a lot of people doing something else. Boy, were they teed off. In a good way. Right next to where we're staying is the Predator Ridge Golf Resort, 36 holes of championship golf. You even have a PGA pro who calls this course home.
Having spent over 20 years on the PGA Tour and seen all the great golf courses from Cypress Point to Pebble Beach, and then, you know, being a native Canadian, you know, spending the next 25 years of my life in the Okanagan is something that's very attractive.
And what's attractive about Predator Ridge? You have holes that say hello to the lake, holes that have a desert feel, and holes that make you feel like you're in the Sierra. Wish I had time to play, but I have a 160 degree below zero spa appointment next. Welcome back to Eye on the Bay. We've been exploring the gorgeous Okanagan Valley in British Columbia. We've made our way to the northern end of the region, and finally, we reach this sparkly gem, the Sparkling Hill Resort. And speaking of sparkling, how about those views? There are great vistas all over the resort, even from your bathtub. Plus, there's a theme at Sparkling Hill that makes this a truly unique experience. More on that in a moment. But first, the place is amazing. It's a 40,000 square foot spa facility. It's the largest in the country. And they've got some things happening in here that happen nowhere else in North America. This, for instance, this is an ice lab. Now, you think of a spa as being a place where you soak in hot water. That's how I think of it. But here, in fact, they put you in the deep freeze. It looks like some sort of torture chamber. 3 little rooms kept at a bone-rattling 160 degrees below zero. How long are we going to be in there?
3 minutes maximum. Yeah, so no worries. It's very tolerable. Very tolerable. Cold, but tolerable.
And then something unexpected happened. I flunked my blood pressure test. It's 172?
Yeah.
I'm calling an audible. I can't do it. It's too high. So what we need is a more perfect specimen of humanity. North America's best tour guide, ladies and gentlemen, Rick Graham. The Iceman cometh, Rick. Rick, it's 160 below zero.
We're Canadian.
And then, just to add more uniqueness to the scene, Yosef, the hotel's assistant general manager, shows up dressed in a full suit. This really is starting to feel like something out of a Stanley Kubrick movie. Why is this guy here? Just to keep him
him down and relax.
Oh my God, it's cold.
You're red.
Yeah. It's very, very cold.
Freshly chilled, I'm ready to show you the unique theme of this Sparkling Hill resort. The hint is the word sparkling. There are crystals everywhere, 3.5 million crystals to be exact. There's crystals in the door, there's crystals in the stairs, there's crystals hanging from the ceiling. There are sparkling crystals, bits and pieces everywhere. And now, almost sooner than we could believe it, this fabulous trip to British Columbia has drawn to a close. And at the end of it all, there's so much that remains fresh in my mind. The scenery has been otherworldly, just spectacular. And what's also amazing is it's so much closer than you think. It's a plane ride from San Francisco, and suddenly all of this is splayed out before you. We really had a great time. Hope you will too. If you want more details, check out our website, cbssf.com/Eye on the Bay. For now, from high atop the Okanagan Valley in British Columbia, I'm Brian Hackney. Thanks for watching.
This edition of Eye on the Bay was sponsored and additional footage provided by Tourism British Columbia.